What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to look at 4 exercises for individuals who have radial nerve pain or symptoms associated with the radial nerve. This might be numbness, tingling along the back of the arm in the tricep region and then across the top side of the forearm into the back of the hand. So the radial nerve will run along that region. So you've got pain, numbness, or tingling in those areas. Stay tuned for today's exercises. For the first exercise here, we're going to use a ball to massage the tricep muscle. Because the radial nerve runs through there, sometimes massaging that muscle can help to reduce symptoms. So I've just got a little pinky ball. You can find these online pretty easily. You can use a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball as well. But what you're going to do is on your side that has the symptoms, position your tricep, the back of your arm, those muscles right on the ball, and then you're going to kind of roll through there and look for any areas that feel particularly tender. Or if you find spots that create some of those nerve symptoms, that might be a good place to massage too. Just be careful not to push too hard because again, the nerve is there and if it's irritated, you don't want to push on it too hard. So I've got a tender spot there. What you can do then is just kind of pause and hang out. Try to take some deep breaths. Think about letting that muscle relax. You can also add movement to it, so you can kind of go into elbow extension, then elbow flexion. This will cause the tricep muscles to shorten and lengthen, and it usually increases the sort of discomfort with these mobilizations. So you might have to back off just a little bit on the pressure. So you could do a few of those, kind of roll to a new spot, find a new area, and then do some more kind of mobilizations with movement. Okay, so for this one, this is something you can do every day. Usually you just spend somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 to 2 minutes. So just play with that, see if it helps your symptoms. That's our first exercise, a tricep self-mobilization. For the second exercise, we're going to stretch the wrist extensor muscles. Again, since the radial nerve runs through there, sometimes stretching the muscles and putting a little bit of tension on the nerve can be helpful. So for this one, you're going to take your other hand and then put your arm out straight, your elbow into full extension, and then pull your wrist into flexion. And you're looking for a stretch right here on the top. Again, this is where our wrist and finger extensors, they're the muscles that lift the wrist. So we're going to stretch right there. For this one, you're going to think about performing 2 to 4 repetitions and holding each one for 15 to 30 seconds. Again, this is another exercise that you can do every day or multiple times throughout the day if it helps your symptoms. For our third exercise, we're going to do an angel type movement on a foam roller. So you need one of these long foam rollers. You can do this against a wall or just on the flat ground, but being elevated slightly is helpful with this. So this is a great exercise for all of our nerves. It's going to help to mobilize the nerves and stretch the pectoral muscles. And as our nerves exit our neck, they run underneath the pec muscles. So this can be helpful because it addresses that area. So what you're gonna do is sit on the roller and you're gonna lay down on it so that your entire spine and your head is supported. And then you're basically leading with your thumbs and your palms up, gonna do these kind of angel movements. So this type of movement like this is going to require that my nerves, as they run down my arm, move and slide. As my arm moves through the range of motion, it puts tension on the nerves at different spots, and then they are able to relax in other places. So it just challenges their mobility. Also, this position stretches my pectoral muscles. You can even kind of let your arms just sink back and hold different positions statically to stretch the pec muscles on the front of the chest. And again, because the nerves and blood vessels run underneath the pec muscles, sometimes stretching at these different angles can help to relieve nerve pain. So try a combination of this. If you're doing the angels, you might go for 10 to 15 repetitions. Again, you can do this multiple times throughout the day. People usually feel like this is pretty helpful. And then think about pausing in certain spots, maybe at 90 degrees, kind of straight out, and then up a little higher, and you can get the different fibers of your pectoral muscles. Okay, so that's our third exercise, an angel with a pectoral muscle stretch. The last exercise here is going to be the most specific to our radial nerve, and this will be a radial nerve mobilization. So it's specifically going to pull the nerve and tension it. One time it'll tension down by the wrist, and the next time up by the neck. And we want to address that whole path, since we know the radial nerve starts in the neck and goes all the way down to the hand. So for this one, what you're going to do is you're going to twist your forearm and arm, your shoulder, into internal rotation, and we're going to then flex the wrist so we're looking behind, it's going kind of behind us. That's going to put tension across that radial nerve, the twisting motion and the wrist flexion tensions that nerve. When my wrist is in tension like that, I'm going to look towards. That puts the nerve, relaxes the nerve at my neck, and then I'm just going to alternate. So then when my wrist goes into a relaxed state, my head is going to look away, which puts tension on the nerves here up at the neck. And then I'm just going to go back and forth. So this is a radial nerve mobilization, like I said before, and it basically just pulls on the nerve back and forth. That's why these are sometimes called nerve flossing exercises, sort of like flossing your teeth, pulling the floss back and forth through your teeth. So you're basically pulling the nerve back and forth through its path from your neck down to the arm. For this one, go for 10 to 15 repetitions. And just be careful with it, because if you have nerve pain, sometimes doing too many of these can flare the nerve up. So I always tell people, maybe just start with one set of 10 reps, see how your nerve feels. If it seems like it's helpful and it's not flaring up, then you could add more sets to it. If it gets kind of flared up, then just let it calm down. Sometimes nerves can kind of wind up and flare up. It's not a big deal, don't freak out, just give it a little bit of rest time and then go back and try it again. So you could even wait on this one if your nerve is really flared up and just stick with the angels we did before. So these are 4 exercises that really can help with radial nerve pain. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section and I will try to get back to you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.